What's up, guys? It's the mighty ZF500 here with another episode of ZF500's Encyclopedia, and today we're going to be playing Dynasty Warriors 7. Yeah, last time Dynasty Warriors 6 sucked, but let's just jump right into Dynasty Warriors 7 because this is just awesome. Of course, I'm going to be playing as the Shoe Forces. Oh man, wait a minute, man. These character designs, looks like Dynasty Warriors 6 models. Oh man, not this again. Oh, well, let's just hope the combat's even better than it was last time. I'm gonna go with Zhang Fei. Yeah, let's do this. My name? Alright, there. How about that? There's the name for you. Alright, what the hell we got here? We got a little house, a little town of some sort? What the hell do you do? Academy? Chi skills? What the hell?
Only one who can master the art of Chi will know true strength.
What the hell?
First, select the kind of Chi
I
skill.
don't learn how to use Chi. I have to pay money for this shit? What? Why would I want to do this? What the hell is this? Dynasty Warriors 7, are you messing with me? Workshop. Oh, well, I know about orbs. I get powers and stuff. Where's, like, Death Orb and... Wait, there it is. Arbor Orb? What damage? What the hell is going on here? What is this magnitude of suckage that is just permeating? What? It's messing me up so much. What the hell is all this crap? There's so much junk. Materials. This is just strange, even for Dynasty Warriors. Why is my weapon so huge? Oh god, Dynasty Warriors 7, don't tell me you suck horribly! What is going on? My world is ruined! Alright, let's just get in the fight. Come on, let's go. I'm gonna kick stuff. I'm gonna kill things. Dynasty Warriors 7, I've been excited. Wait, what the hell? See that map? What the hell's going on here? So, I can jump. I can dash? What the hell is this crap? Oh no. Oh no. No. Renbu! Dynasty Warriors 6! No! It can't be! It can't be! 7, why? Why would you do this to me? Look, enemies. What the? Oh, hey, my weapon just turned into an axe. I thought I was using a spear. Wait, what? What's going on? Enemies are kicking my ass. There's tons of enemies. Die, you sons of bitch. What's with this map? What is going on? This game is crazy! I'm locked onto an enemy now? What the hell? Okay, well, that's cool, I guess, and I'm just locking onto random peons. How come they won't stop coming? They're just, like, instant. Oh my god, alright, I got my Musou attack. Let's just obliterate these guys. How do I unlock these guys? How do I unlock? Come on, game. How do I unlock? Stop locking on. No, stop it. There we go. Musou Did I just... Wait, Super Saiyan? What the... What the fudge monkeys? Did I really just go Super Saiyan? This game sucks! No, that wasn't Dynasty Warriors 7. That was actually Dynasty Warriors Strike Force, or as I like to call it, Crap Force. It was a PSP port to the PS3, HD remodeling or whatever, and it was back when Koei and Tecmo first got together. They merged their companies, so you could actually play with like Ryu Hayabusa and some other characters from Dead or Alive. But other than that, it sucks ass. It runs off the Dynasty Warriors 6 engine. Why the hell would you want to play a game on the Dynasty Warriors 6 engine? Dynasty Warriors 6 sucks. See my last review. It just blew me away. This game blows me away. It can blow something else if you know what I'm talking about, but we're not here to play Dynasty Warriors Strike Force. We're here actually to play Dynasty Warriors 7. After the crap storm that was Dynasty Warriors 6, Koei released Dynasty Warriors 7 in March of 2011. Much like with Dynasty Warriors 6, Koei designed this game from the bottom up. They got rid of that crappy Renbu system that was Dynasty Warriors 6. The combat system went back to its roots, where square and triangle can be combined to do different attacks. All the characters that were in the previous Dynasty Warriors games have been put back into Dynasty Warriors 7, except for one character, but he was put back in when Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends came out. Why they decided to keep this particular character out, I don't know. Without further ado, let's take a look at Dynasty Warriors 7. Now, unlike other Dynasty Warriors reviews that I've done, I'm actually already in the Extreme Warriors game, but I've remixed the two so I can show you both the vanilla version and Extreme Legends at the same time. So for now, we're just going to focus on what Dynasty Warriors 7 offers. In Dynasty Warriors 7, you have your basic story mode, but it has a bit of a twist. You choose your faction just like you've done in the previous games. Unlike other games, you cannot choose who you want to play with. You have to play as a certain character. What character you play as is determined by what events are going on in the story. It is pre-chosen for you, and you have to play as this character until you've beaten it, and then you can play as any character you want through that scenario. One of the coolest things about the Dynasty Warriors 7 story mode is the way they switch from story to the battle. Let me give you an example. And just like that, we're into the battle. That is really freaking cool. I love that they did that, and the story is just really well done in this game. You may be saying, ZF500's, it's the same story every single time. It's not like history changed itself. Yes, this is true, but how they present it in this game is significantly different than how they had done it in the last game. Next is the Conquest mode. There is no free mode in Dynasty Warriors 7. Instead, you have Conquest mode, which is sort of like free mode. If you really want to do a free mode, then you go to story mode and you hit play you can have the option to play any stage as any character. But what we have here is a lot more fun than free mode, in my opinion. As you can see, all these tiles are glowing yellow, which means I've defeated every single one of these levels. It may not look like much, and it really isn't much right here going on. It's just a bunch of tiles. But what each tile represents is different. You can see I have DLC tiles, which are DLC levels of old Dynasty Warriors games, which is really freaking cool. I love it. You get to play the Yellow Turbans Rebellion, and it's the first ever Yellow Turbans scenario of Dynasty Warriors 2. You have here, it says the U Province. This is actually a town. Each one of these icons gets you to a city where there are different people in there that give you different stuff. The empty spots are just regular missions where you don't get anything for doing them except for just some money. These little icons that have the arrows, this means that anytime you beat one of these stages, one of your stats will randomly go up after it. So it makes grinding stats a little bit easier. The icon with a portrait of some character, you don't know, it's just a generic character, is actually a legendary battle. The legendary battles require you to go through 2 to 3 stages typically, and once you've beaten all 3 stages, you're rewarded with their legendary weapon. This is how you get all the legendary weapons in this game, and it is really a lot of fun. They actually have their own little scenarios that they go through, and it's fun. I really like this. It's a lot better than the way they did it back in the old Dynasty Warriors games, where you had to do some obscene amount of requirements that usually weren't right, and it just was frustrating. These little flags here just mean that I have someone who wants to talk to me, someone important. In this scenario, you can see Wang Yi wants to talk to me. We'll talk about her in a second. So I want to go over a few things here. There are a lot of menus in this game, a lot more things to go over than there was in the previous Dynasty Warriors. So please excuse me if I'm just rambling on about certain things. There's not a whole lot of action going on here at the moment. First thing I want to talk about are the weapons. In previous Dynasty Warriors games, you were tied to one weapon per character and you could not swap them out. You're always stuck with a spear or a sword. Well, Dynasty Warriors 7 decided to change that. You now have a selection of every weapon possible in the game. Every character can use every weapon. There are 2 exceptions. One being the chain whip, and 2 being the great sword. You can see here it says only females can use the chain whips and only males can use the great sword. This really isn't that big of a deal because I really don't like the chain whip, and nor do I like the great sword. They're just not that fun. You can see next to the type, it says compatibility. This just means how well your character can use those weapons and how fast they swing the weapons. It also will, if it's maxed out, give them sometimes shockwave animations that go with their regular attacks. Next, I want to go over seals. Each weapon has a certain amount of seals they can equip. In this case, the Iron Axe can only equip 2 seals. And if you see, it says attainable seal. I've learned every seal in the game, so I can't really show you what it looks like when it's not learned. Basically, you equip a weapon, you go into a stage, you beat it, and then you get points for doing that. Once the meter has filled itself all the way, you learn that skill for every character. Then you can equip said skill onto your weapon. Skills range from attack up, HP up, and defense up. There are special seals will actually make your weapon of choice become a 3-star compatibility. This is nice because it allows you to just mess around, though some people don't like this because it makes every character pretty much a clone character. What keeps the characters being unique from other characters is their EX skill. You can see here, this curved sword is an EX. I'm playing as Zhao Tai, or Zhou Tai. And I can go through his weapons here. What EX does is gives your character a unique attack that only they can use. If you look here, it says EX attack, unleash with a curved sword. Slice the enemy with high-speed strikes. Let me show you what that means. I'm going to go over to combat real quick since I have your attention on what EX skills are. As I mentioned, combos went back to the way Dynasty Warriors 2 all the way to 5 did it. Square can be hit up to 6 times with an ender. Triangle can be hit anywhere in those to do special attacks. Now, these have changed, and I'm not going to go every change that the characters do. If you remember, Triangle used to be a guard breaker for every character, and Square Triangle would knock every enemy in the air. It's still like that, but some characters have changed. You can still do a jump slash attack as well, but there is no jump triangle. The EX attacks can be performed in a certain combo. In this case, Zhao Tai is square, square, triangle. You saw how he glowed there for a second? That means you've done his EX attack. Only Zhao Tai can do that attack with this weapon. Every character has a unique EX attack. This kind of keeps the characters from getting stale, but it doesn't help it a whole lot. I mean, it's only one attack. The other thing that keeps characters being fresh is their unique Musou attacks. Unlike in previous Dynasty Warriors games, you had one giant meter in those games. In this one, you have multiple bars. In the old Dynasty Warriors games, you would hold down circle to perform a long-winded super attack. Well, in this game, you just perform a single Musou attack. But that's not all. Each character has 2 Musou attacks they can perform. In Zhou Tai's case, the second Musou can be used in the air.
I will slay as many officers as necessary.
Now keep in mind, Musou 2s must be earned through the skill tree, which I'm going to go over in a second. One last quick note about combat is you can switch in between weapons by hitting the R1 button, and depending on what weapon you switch to, you'll get certain bonuses. These 2 weapons unfortunately don't have any bonuses that you gain from switching. Next, I'm going to go over the skill tree. Like in Dynasty Warriors 6, you have a skill tree, but it's not as convoluted and it's not as big. It's a lot more simplified and down to earth. You can see here, I have all the abilities learned with Zhou Tai. But basically, after every battle, the game will give you a certain amount of points depending on how many generals you kill. You may also pick up scrolls that will give you skill points. You use these skill points to unlock these abilities. You can see 6 normal attack takes 126 skill points to learn. And as you go along, it gets more and more expensive. You also can unlock an additional Musou gauge, as well as your second Musou attack. Each character has their own unique skills, like Curved Sword Master, so you don't have to put that title on to be able to have a 3-star compatibility. Next, I'm going to go over bonds. This isn't something that is entirely important, and really it only affects Conquest Mode. It's not that great of a thing. As you can see, I've done every character except for 3 characters that are added onto Extreme Legends. I just haven't gone and found them in Conquest Mode, nor do I ever plan to do so. I already got all the trophies for this game, so it doesn't matter. Or, well, for Dynasty Warriors 7. All this does is make certain characters, well, like you better. They'll pop up in the town, give you certain speeches, and it'll also unlock CGs alongside certain voice acted things. It's pretty cool, and I really enjoyed doing it because it wasn't as bad as, say, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2. That game was atrocious when it came to friendship building. Like in previous Dynasty Warriors games, you can change your outfits. You can see I can change to Dynasty Warriors 5 and his regular outfits that are in Dynasty Warriors 6. I prefer his Dynasty Warriors 5 outfit, but that's shit. New to Dynasty Warriors 7 is the Guardian Animals. Guardian Animals basically act as your riding saddles, except they have a little twist to them. You can see here I have mahogany, birch, chestnut, maple, all different horses. Standard affair. Of course we have the demonic red hair. He's so badass. You can also get an elephant, a tiger, a wolf, a panda, and a bear, plus a falcon. Now you may notice it says companion, and this one says riding. Well, a companion will follow you in battle and attack things. It's pretty cool, but useless. They don't really help at all. Lastly, I want to go over stats. This doesn't really do anything, to be honest with you. It's just to track your progression. You know, you get fame after doing every level, and there's some reward for getting a certain amount of fame. I believe it's just achievements. It doesn't really do anything. You can see it says quiz completed. If you go to a town, this guy will ask you certain questions on Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But if you're like me, you should know all this stuff. Not really. I use the strategy guide on Game Facts. There is an online play to this game, but it sucks. After every session that is done, you have to re-invite your friend or whoever you're playing with. This is extremely frustrating, and they said they're going to make a better attempt at it in the next game. There is a gallery where you can view all your characters, movies, and everything that you've obtained in the game. You can look at various actions that they can do, from their basic attack, their strong attacks, all that good jazz. You can look at their expressions that will pop up during the analog. You can listen to certain audio things here. If you like to listen to them grunt, that's for you. You can also listen to their general specific conversations, like, let's see, playing Go to Cow Cow.
There you are. We haven't played Go for a while.
Which is pretty cool. I like that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. If you're like me and you've seen all the friendship things, then you'll have every single picture except 3 from Extreme Legends you put as a wallpaper. It's just during load screens you'll see some wallpaper, nothing really exciting. The encyclopedia in this game is freaking ridiculous. There is so much that you can learn from this encyclopedia. It won't teach you everything, and if you want to know everything, just pick up the novels. They're a bit hard to read, but once you sit down and read it, you'll get used to it. I really love that series. I've read both the Romance of the Three Kingdoms volumes. You can see here, I can get a brief summary of the Three Kingdoms era. And you see it says the Way of Peace for Salvation, or it's in blue there. If you hit triangle, it'll pull up See Also. And you can hit the X button, it'll pull up what exactly the Way of Peace is. And that's just awesome. I love how detailed this game is. It'll just tell you every little detail about something like that you need to know, or you don't really need it, but if you're curious. It's just really awesome. I love it, and I just can't explain how awesome it is, especially when they give you a biography for every freaking character. Look at this. Look how slowly that goes down. Every character in the game, down to the freaking smallest peon general, has an entry into this game. That is dedication. You can also look at all the battles, and they'll give you information about the major battles that went on. It also gives you a timeline. It's just, I can't go on anymore about how awesome this encyclopedia is. I love it. I hope they keep it in Dynasty Warriors 8. One last thing, there is a tutorial mode, but unless you just want to get the trophies and you don't know how to play Dynasty Warriors, it's not really that. Well, that about wraps up Dynasty Warriors 7. Now we're about to jump into Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends. Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends added in a few things, but it still left out the Creator Warrior, which a lot of people are disappointed. But at this point, it's just never really turned out that great. They did, however, put Creator Warrior in Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires, which I do not own, nor do I plan to ever own it, unless I can find it for like $2. So first of all, Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends adds in a couple of modes. Legend mode and Challenge mode. Challenge mode, well, it's pretty much the same as it's always been. You can compete with other people online with high scores, choosing certain characters and going through these select challenges. They vary from Rampage, Bridge Melee, Speedrun, Arena. Now, if you know me and the other reviews, I don't really care for these, nor do I want to really go into the high score crap. I've never been one to care about high scores. But, believe it or not, avid Dynasty Warriors fans actually have a tier list for characters. And a good way to test how good a character is to do a challenge mode. Certain characters just have better abilities, better EXs, better movestyles, and this is a good way to test it because each character starts at their base stats, and they only give you certain weapons. The other mode that was brought in was Legend mode. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not completed Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends. I actually had a hard time tracking this game down. I went to all my local game stores and they didn't have it. Online it was a bit pricey, so I waited a while for this game to come out, or well, drop in price. I actually only picked this up a couple months ago. Yeah, that's pretty surprising. So please forgive me if I don't know everything about this particular mode. Well, first of all, you can choose any character you want. For this instance, I'm going to use Zhang Fei. Why wouldn't I? Over here, you can see I have Xing Kai, which is Zhang Fei's daughter. He's actually my adjutant. You can actually change your adjutant to anybody you want, and depending on the combination of character and adjutant, you'll get a different effect. See in the top left, it says Orderly. You can see here, this is a brief description of what an adjutant can do. The atmosphere of the castle can change following battles. Different adjutants also affect the town's atmosphere. The effects of the town's atmosphere are as follows. Orderly raises attack and defense parameters in battle. Carefree lowers prices of goods for sale. And friendly, long-serving adjutants may give you gifts. So, it's not really amazing, but it's pretty cool because characters will have a certain, each character has their own line of dialogue that they'll say to you. Over here you have a strategist, and this will really break the game, because you can buy all your stats. That's right, you don't have to grind your character out. You can just buy everything, and I have maxed out gold practically. So, you can just get whatever character you want and max them out. Now keep in mind, it is expensive to do so. One thing I didn't go over was the stats. Everything's pretty self-explanatory except for power. The higher amount of power you have, well, look, all the weapons are compatible. A 3-star on everything. If you have 100 power, you can use any weapon without any problem except for male, female specific. Over here we have a weapons dealer. If you could buy weapons, this guy would, well, sell them to you. But I own every weapon in the game except for the legendary weapons. Over here we have a blacksmith. This guy will allow you to learn skills without actually having to use the weapon. It's really good if you don't feel like equipping that particular weapon and you're going to just learn things as fast as possible. Although he charges you a price and it can get pretty expensive the better skills that, the more skills that you put on there. I actually never used him. I did it the hard way, just grinding it out. Over here you have a merchant. And the merchant basically will find you guardian animals and treasures. Treasures giving you items, or well, they give you money, and weapons, well, they give you weapons. I have not done too much of this. Like I said, I actually have not played this game a whole lot. Finally, we have the city guard. This will take you to whatever battle you want to, and the stages are actually varied. It's a lot of fun. There are some characters that have their own cinemas and it's character-specific stages. Like here, we get to play as Zhang Jiao. You don't have to play as him, but if you do, it adds a little bit to the experience. Other stages are remakes from other games. Like here, we can play Hulao Gate from Dynasty Warriors 6. I try to not remember Dynasty Warriors 6, so let's just not play that. As you go down the line, more and more stages pop up, and they get harder and harder, along with some of the DLC stage. Now, with the addition of Extreme Legends, there's actually 2 new weapons that got added. Well, levels of weapon. You have the Chaos difficulty weapon, and then you have the Uber difficulty weapon, which can only be required once all the stages are cleared on the Chaos difficulty. Believe it or not, Chaos is not the hardest difficulty. There is a Nightmare mode. Nightmare is ridiculous. The peons hit so freaking hard, there is no reason to do Nightmare unless you want a challenge. Everything can be got from Chaos mode. The last thing I want to go over that was brought in from Dynasty Warriors 7 to 7 Extreme Legends is 3 character addition. One last thing about Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends is that they added 3 new characters. Well, one being a returning character, and the other 2 being completely new characters. Pang De, Wang Yi, and Guo Jia. Pang De was in Dynasty Warriors 5, but for some reason they removed him in 6. And they finally decided to bring him back in 7 Extreme Legends. Let me show you each of these characters here. There's Wang Yi in her fantasy costume, or it's ridiculous. And Guo Jia, I actually have not used him at all. He actually uses looks like a pool table stick. It's really strange. But that's about all that Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends added. It's not a whole lot, but it was a decent addition. You know, it could have been a lot better. They could have gave us a creative warrior and maybe more than 3 characters, but, you know, that's alright. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this edition of ZF500's Encyclopedia. Tune in next time as we wrap up ZF500's Encyclopedia Dynasty Warriors Edition with the spin-offs of the Dynasty Warriors games, such as Warriors of Rotary, Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors Gundam, Fist of the North Star, Kin's Rage, One Piece Musou Warriors, or Pirate Warriors, whatever you want to call it. There's tons of games for me to go over, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, till then, guys, take care. Falcon! Kick!